Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here and I'm back again with a brand new video. So before I begin, as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching my content. If you do enjoy my videos, make sure you leave a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos. So with that being said, today I have an exclusive first look at the brand new 2024 Motorola Moto G 5G. So we have a couple of things that I want to talk about. I did spend a couple of hours with this phone, so I can kind of give you guys my first impressions. I do have to spend some more time with the phone to give you guys kind of a full review, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So with that being said, the first thing that I want to talk about is the design itself. So Motorola took a kind of improved design approach this time around. So last year it was this plastic that felt really slippery. This time around they used this kind of fake leather material that provides a really nice grip to the phone, and it really reminds me of the Moto Razr that I did a review on a couple of months ago. With that being said, also on the back you have your Motorola emblem logo, and also on the back itself you do have your dual camera setup. Your main sensor is a 50 megapixel, and unfortunately we don't get a wide angle or a telephoto lens. We mainly get a mere pathetic macro sensor that 99.9% of people are just not going to use. Okay, so as far as your port selection goes, on the bottom of the phone you do get a couple of ports. So you have your USB-C port that does support up to 18 watt of fast charging. For whatever reason, there are some models that only max out at 10 watts, so check with your carrier to see which one you have. And also on the bottom you have a headphone jack as well as your loud bottom facing speaker, which we will definitely get to listen to later on, or maybe in a different video. So on the right hand side you do have your power button that doubles as a fingerprint sensor, and you also have your volume up and down. I do have to give thumbs up for Motorola because these buttons, while they are made out of plastic, they're still clicky enough and tactile, and the phone does still retain this boxier design. The material on the sides of the phone though are plastic, so keep that in mind. They're gonna get scratched up pretty easily if you don't have a case. But the back itself is where the kind of money shot is. So the back has, like I said, this kind of fake leather material, and even if you look at how it blends with the camera sensor, it blends in really smoothly. So I'm really proud of Motorola for taking this approach, especially for kind of an entry-level device. So next in the conversation has to be the display. So this time around Motorola also kind of disappoints in the display department, and I'm talking from a resolution perspective. So this time around we do get a 6.6 inch display that is only HD plus, so 1612 by 720p at 269 pixels per inch with an 84% screen to body ratio. It is IPS LCD panel, which I'm totally fine with that, but the fact that the resolution is still only 720p kinda disappoints me. I wish they would have gave us a higher resolution, and I was able to tell that it was 720p, right? Now obviously for a certain demographics it might not matter, but for a bigger demographics it does matter. So especially when you're competing with a phone like the Galaxy A15 with a 1080p AMOLED display. The positive thing that you can take away from this display is that the IPS panel is actually fairly good, and you do get a high refresh rate of 120 Hz. For most tasks like the phone app, watching videos, things like that, if you're viewing it from a certain distance, you may not be able to tell. However, again, disappointing 720p panel is just, I don't know, doesn't cut it for me. The 120 Hz refresh rate is nice, but I would have been happy with a 90 Hz and a 1080p panel. That's what I would have done. So the next 2 minutes I want to spend talking about the camera specifically. So you do get a dual camera setup. However, like I said, only the main camera is the useful camera. The second one is just, forget that it exists for a second. So it's a 50 megapixel sensor at f1.8 aperture, and this phone is capable of shooting full HD videos only at 30 frames per second. So no 60p or no 4K recording, unfortunately, but that's just what you get. And of course you can still do the double twist to launch the camera, and it takes pictures extremely quick and extremely fast, so that at least gets a thumbs up. Like I said, I only spent a few hours with this phone. I did take a couple of pictures, and the pictures seem to be okay at best, and this is a category where I know this phone is going to just fall short, and it's kind of my expectations, so I'm not going to get too mad about it. But a full camera review, if you guys are interested in seeing that, will be in the works in the future, so make sure you leave a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. I do like the camera app, and I do like the intuitiveness and how quick it is, so that at least gets a thumbs up. The macro mode it works. It's just low resolution. It just, I don't know, it doesn't cut it fully for me. I'd rather use the main sensor any time of the day. Alright, so next up I want to talk about the performance of this phone. And this is a category where actually Motorola did improve the performance. So this phone uses the Qualcomm Snapdragon 4 Gen 1 processor. So basically it improves the processing speed of the phone. You do get 128 gigabyte of storage standard. Previous generation had 64 gigs, and you get a nicely sized 8 gigabytes of RAM. So at least the 8 gigs of RAM is just ridiculous over here. So I don't know what they were trying to flex, but it works. And when it comes to the opening daily tasks like the phone app, the messaging app, things like that, it works fairly well, and it actually works fast. So it's a fast device. And when I looked at the benchmark scores, and it gave me respectable scores for an entry-level device. So the single core gave me a 849 and the multi-core was 1976, which is about 10% higher than the Samsung Galaxy A15 that I'm assuming this phone is going to be competing with. And the battery life on here is excellent. So a 5000 milliamp hour battery combined with a 720p panel, the battery life on here was just nothing short of excellent. So it definitely gets a thumbs up in my book. So overall, this is gonna be a good phone with several downsides that I wish Motorola fixes, mainly in the display, but design wise I really like this phone's design and the way that it looks. It feels, it's very grippy. The display is, like I said, disappointing. The performance is definitely improved, and the battery life on this phone is excellent. So it has some things going for it, but the big question is, will it compete with the Samsungs of the world, with the Google Pixel devices, with other manufacturers and other brands? That's just to be determined in the future. So in the comments below, let me know what you think of this device. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you feel like it's a downgrade or an upgrade from previous generation? So Motorola fans, I want to hear from you. Let me know. With that being said, make sure you leave a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all for watching.